Felicitations to Cannabis Universe. It's time to pay heed to the wisdom and musics of the man making the best case to legalize pot. One freedom bust at a time. So kick back, roll 'em up and load 'em up. Friends indeed. This is the Kingpin, Thorne Peters on pot.
Friends indeed. I address my remarks tonight to Judge Joe Brown, who is running for District Attorney of Memphis here in the year of your Lord, 2014. Now, standing before him in my capacity as a defendant, yet again for toking pot from an apple on the courthouse steps on 420 at 420, coming up soon, and I will stand before a magistrate such as he, a district attorney such as he hopes to be, and I will utter but two legal words that will bring the house down. Mens rea. These are two legal words. They're in Latin. Now, for those of you who have not gone to law school, and for those of you who have, they are right at the front of the legal book. They're like one of the 10 commandments of the legal industrial complex. These are the two words that they have to abandon in order to violate our rights. It's as simple as this. Rosa Parks, sitting at the front of the bus, was breaking the law. But mens rea, she was not committing a crime. The law was violating her rights. And therefore, those kind of laws had to go. Well, this is no different. This is just the next Jim Crow, segregation, slavery, apartheid, cannabis. See, being a freedom fighter is more than showing up on courthouse steps and toking an apple full of pot so I can put the law on trial for violating our rights. In my everyday life as a crusading activist, I deal cannabis here in the backwoods state of Tennessee, in the backwards-ass city of Memphis, unaffectionately known around the world as Memphrica, for obvious reasons, where people go away forever for this kind of stuff. Yeah, really, this is 5 years of Fed time for those of you wondering how much is in the bowl. And but that's nothing, because over here, this anonymous gentleman is truly a freedom fighter, because he helped bring this across 5 state lines, facing 20 years in federal prison for this much cannabis, in a world where there's more cannabis than there is sand.
And I've been caught a few times.
And right, well, we've done our time. That's the way it goes, man, because we're criminals. And there are people out there that believe that we deserve to be in prison. And what's funny? Many of those people smoke pot.
You know, one thing that appalled me, I was arrested one time, and I was at the Oklahoma-Arkansas border, got caught, and when I was at my arraignment, they read my charges. I had probably 6-7 pounds of pot. They considered trafficking 25 pounds or more, so they were just charging me with possession with intent. But my sentence carried 2 years to life.
Judge Joe Brown, I'm offering you the opportunity to seize a vision, to understand the full power of the office you seek, because as district attorney, you have the power of null prosecution. You have the power of DA reject. It's like the presidential veto. It's an absolute power, because even if the governor or the attorney general of the United States of America or Barack Hussein, Jihad, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Obama himself came here and tried to make you follow the political policy, you would have the law on your side. Mens rea. You would stick the legal book right up their tubes.
You like that? Mens rea? Isn't that great?
I don't even know how to say it. How do you say that?
Mens rea, like more than one guy. Mens rea. And it's Latin. They love Latin.
No, I don't
This is why you can't trust doctors, priests, and attorneys. They all speak Latin and call what they do for a living practice. So that's it's a scary group.
Then I went hunting the great kahuna, Mayor Mark H. Luttrell Jr., so he could revisit the scene of the crimes that he committed against me while sheriff.
When he dared to operate America's most 420-friendly nightclub, the Kingpin, Thorne Peters, was railroaded into jail by the sheriff and DA of Memphis with falsified reports, planted evidence, and perjured testimony. The Kingpin turned down a 30-day deal and waited 19 months behind bars to take them to trial, where he faced 15 years. On 4/20, and at 4/20, he returned to the courthouse, toking on an apple, to take a protest bus to fight this unjust law by demanding that our constitutional rights be upheld. This is the story of the man and his quest for the cause that you must read.
Puff and Tough, written from jail by the Kingpin Thorne Peters. Available at thornpeters.com, the world's most evocative website.
And here we are in the aftermath. Would you like to take this book?
How you doing?
Mark Luttrell. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. Back when you were at my club.
That's right.
This is a book all about you. You might want to read it. Yeah, you come out very well in it.
I did.
Well, it comes all out of how you guys launched a 9-month-long sting operation in my club where we smoked pot every night and never caught anybody smoking pot.
Yeah.
5 different law enforcement agencies. 19 months of wrongful incarceration followed by a trial for possession of pot. Where the state said I wasn't in possession of pot. Wasn't exactly your finest hour. Malfeasance, all of that. But it's in there for you. Enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it while in jail.
I probably won't read it, so
I know.
I'll give it back to you.
I appreciate you for taking it. We'll see you on YouTube.
Take care.
Now, all that aside, Lemaire Lunkhead has the power to declare that Shelby County will legalize pot. They don't have to wait for the state. They don't have to wait for the feds. Look, you've got all these dry counties up here. What happened? That the Pony Express didn't get the word to them back 1933 that prohibition was repealed? You can't drink alcohol in the United States of America because it says so in your county? So let's turn it around for the good. Let's make Shelby County the first county to supersede the state and the feds and plain old legalize it.
Well, now we are evolving, not perhaps in the way you'd like for it to be done by getting laws immediately, either off the books or on the books. However, there are some states that have legalized the recreational use, and there are going to be statistics gathered, and I think they're going to find 2 different sides of the coin. No longer is there going to be this severe reaction to people that are smoking dope. They're going to say, well, statistically, it really...
And they're going to see crime goes down and the economy goes up.
It really was beneficial in some ways.
Okay.
Now, there are going to be industrial accidents and car accidents that'll maybe happen from it, but if they don't have too great an increase, or if it's this, you can't tell a difference, people are going to say, well...
Okay, well, here's the problem with their legalized pot. If you went to the prison and told the guy who's doing 40 years for growing pot that, hey, pot is now legal in Colorado, would you believe that he thought it was legal in Colorado?
Wow, I hadn't thought about it.
Aha, and see, this is the thing. No pothead left behind.
So I reach out to you, Judge Joe Brown, as district attorney, to plant the seed that's going to grow power beyond any scope that a district attorney has ever known. You'll be able to affect legal, political, social, and economic change like never before.
But I'll tell you why they don't legalize pot. It's not for any reasons you think. It's because if you legalize pot, all drugs, say tomorrow, just drugs are legal, bang. Well, what's going to happen to those 5 million people in the inner city, particularly making money on dealing drugs? Now they got to go into a job market where there's not enough jobs for the people that are qualified to do them. Now what are you going to do with all of these urban youths, the gangbangers and all they got guns. And they got to feed their family, and they can't deal drugs, and they can't do this job. So you better find a way to enfranchise them. Yes. As I was telling him, you'd say now if you say, Negro, go to the field, you'll come back a millionaire. You know, I'm going to go to the field with you. We ain't going to pick cotton this time, my brothers. We're going to pick some weed. It's like picking gold.
It will sweep the nation. You will be the model and the standard for decriminalization. You'll be the poster boy for decriminalization.
Oh, it's amazing. It's such a brilliant idea.
I know, right?
If Judge Joe Brown of Memphis won't grasp the opportunity to do this, some other brilliant DA will, and realize they can get rid of the chaos of these laws.
The government has once again turned the law into a political platform that denies freedom to some by law.
And say, hey, it's time to make it legal. Time to set us free. It is time to make it legal. Good for you. Your name, sir?
My name's Danny Page. I'm running for U.S. Senate.
Excellent,
I
sir.
personally don't smoke it. I never have, but you know what?
You can come
That's
down and
exactly
watch us.
right.
It's your right to do it.
That's my point. You know something? It's like I'm personally not a Negro, but we supported civil rights. We voted for a black president.
There is no declaration or decree that says we shall not smoke pot.
On his weblog, he says he'll organize the first ever National Day of Consent for marijuana smokers on April 20th of 2010 and will report to 201 Poplar with a blazing blunt in his mouth.
Mens rea is not some loophole to set criminals free. Mens rea was put in place to protect we the people from you the sheeple. That's E-W-E the sheeple. Those who feel that if enough of you flock together, you get to vote on how I get to live, and you call that democracy. That's just a dictatorship by vote.
And there's the thing, as long as it's pot is legal, comma, it's not legal. That's how you can tell. It has to be pot is legal, exclamation point.
It doesn't
Game
matter.
over.
It doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter
Right.
if it's a fucking little joint roach or if it's a fucking big ass field. If it's legal, it's legal.
Yeah,
there
you-
should not be any stipulation on it.
Of late, I went to the Shelby County Commissioners meeting with my good friend, the mayor of Memphis, Leo Agawat.
If you think your vote's just not being heard and you really want to send a message, it's not a nice message, but I'll go what?
That's the
Do
message.
you know? Do you know? I'm asking, I'll go what?
Oh, that's your name.
I'll go what? Yeah.
I'll go fuck yourself, that's what.
And a good 80% of that meeting was taken up with dialogue about how to stop white flight, how to keep the Caucasians on this side of the Shelby County border, rather than having them jump to the neighboring states, because they don't want to live and raise their children in a part of the town they call Memphis. So they'd rather not be here even though they work here. Well, if you want to get them coming back over this way, you as the district attorney swear to them that there will be no pothead left behind. There will be no pot bus for dealers, growers, possessors.
Where the hell are the police when you need them? It's ongoing criminal activity in front of 201 Poplar. They can't seem to stop it.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna fucking man.
You got a party going on. Millions of people strong. All across the nation. Let's have a took-a-thon.
Let's get high. Let's get high. Let's get high. High, high.
Judge Joe Brown, Your Honor, sir, I beg you, follow the law. You can be the judge, jury, and executioner of a law that is violating the rights of 50 million Americans, that criminalizes 50 million Americans, that arrests somebody every 48 seconds in this country, which gives us more political prisoners than any country on earth. Find the content of character to lead us to freedom. I will follow you, sir. So until we confab, may you look inward, outward, and upward to find peace, love, and stars. Take care.
We're kicking it with the Kingpin, Thorne Peters on pot. Make sure you come again every Sunday at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Time. I know I will.
I'll be there for you, babe.
I am a pot smoker. I love smoking pot with smoking hot women.